Listen, I'm a huge supporter of the CBC, have been for a long time. In fact, in 2008, I remember filling out a questionnaire for the Friends of CBC, talking about my support for the CBC, my concerns about the funding, and in that response, I said the same thing that I would say now. Big fan of the CBC, have been my whole life. And very concerned about this whole idea of bringing in ads into radio. I mean, it's one of the things I like most about CBC is that it's not full of advertising, that it is something I get to listen to and it's the content that I want and without having ads. It's one of the concerns I have about CBC television, quite honestly. I see that CBC is out competing for dollars and in so doing, bringing in more advertising, and in so doing, appearing increasingly like the other private sector channels. That's not the CBC I would love to see. I mean, my druthers would be to see a CBC television without ads as well. The challenge, of course, is funding. And my view of the future of the CBC would be to not just talk about funding. I think we have to have a larger conversation about the overall mandate of the CBC. I don't know that the CBC's mandate should be to try and compete with CTV or Global on some of the things that they do. My view is that the CBC is incredibly well positioned to compete on the things that the CBC can and should do best. And that absolutely should have appropriate funding from the government. That's true for television, that's true for radio. We need that conversation about the larger CBC mandate, but regardless, we need the CBC. I'm a big supporter.